Why is the federal income tax constitutional, yet you, the people of the 50 states, are not required to file and pay federal income taxes? That is the topic I'm going to cover in this presentation for you. I am Peymon Mottahedeh, the president of Freedom Law School, which I started in 1996. For over 30 years, I've not filed or paid any federal income taxes, and helping Americans like you do the same and be free. Never been to prison. None of my students been to prison when they started with me clean, following the law. This is going to be a very important presentation on the Constitution and the history of America and income tax for you to really understand what this is all about. It's going to be longer, so you have to cut up on a different drive around town, watch it in pieces as you go to and from work or during lunch or dinner time, but it'll be well worth your time if you follow and watch the whole presentation, okay? So here we go. The government says, the federal government, that the 16th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution gave the federal government the power to tax the income of the average American person, okay? And it has a very specific language in here. Why was it written this way? Why did it talk about, they can power to lay and collect tax on incomes, from whatever source derived without apportionment? What is that all about among the several states? Okay, we're going to talk about these things. Okay, it's going to help you understand things a lot better. Okay, but remember, look at this. This is the U.S. Supreme Court said that back in 1916. I'll get into it more specifically later on. That the 16th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution conferred no new power of taxation to Congress. What do you mean? Here's the 16th Amendment that Supreme Court said did not give Congress new taxing powers at all. So how is it that the federal government, the IRS, claims that 16th Amendment is the power they get it from to tax you? Well, it's not. So here's going to get more interesting now. Hang on, because I'm going to go back to the founding documents of America first. See, I'm going to show you the truth about America's heritage of freedom and our God-given rights, and how the founding fathers of America made sure that you would never become a tax slave of the U.S. government, okay? And you see, this is the Declaration of Independence of 1776, right? Well, what does it say in some of the key parts that we all know about, okay? It says that, our laws come from what? Everything's based upon laws of nature and of nature's God, okay? They believed in God. They believed in your rights come from not government, not from a constitution or a king, but from government. That's a theme of the Declaration of Independence. The foundation of it is that, okay? And they talk about it again. They say, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights, which means rights that cannot be taken away and made alien to you. That among these rights are life, right to life, right to liberty and freedom, right to pursue happiness. And that to secure these God-given rights, governments are instituted among men. In America, it was certainly done that way, deriving their just powers, lawful, proper powers, from the consent of the government as the agent of the people to secure those God-given rights. See, we're not taught these things in high school much anymore these days, right? But that's a foundation that will relate to the income tax if you Stay with me, okay? Now, this is the Articles of Confederation. You see it, and here it is. This is the document that the states operated under, okay, which was adopted in November 1777 until the Constitution was written later on, okay? It was a legal friendship of the 13 states, 13 colonies under England became 13 states or countries. And it was a legal friendship for them to work, cooperate together. The federal government at the time did not exist. It was just basically a cooperation amongst the states to unanimously agree these countries to do something. Okay? And things were not working out the way they wanted to. You know, they wanted to have a more streamlined way of cooperating together for the common needs of the countries or the states. So, for that reason, here's the U.S. Constitution, was later on proposed and adopted, okay? It superseded the Articles of Confederation, okay? And created a framework for agent governments. The federal government is the agent of the states to do certain tasks for the states. That's all it is, okay? So now, we're going to go cover taxation in more specifically, but just know the bottom line is the federal government is an agent of the states. And states work for the people. So the people created the states, and the states gave certain powers to the federal government, like taxing powers as well. So here's what it says about taxation, direct taxation, like on you, okay? It says that direct, representative, and direct taxes shall be apportioned, which means divided up among the several states, okay, which may be included in this union, because America has a union of 13 countries. It used to be now 50 countries, according to their respective numbers, okay? So that limitation in the Constitution is still there. That's right. Was not repealed. It is still part of the U.S. Constitution. And way back then, they did direct taxes this way. Here's the very first direct tax law in July 14th, 1798, an act to lay and collect a direct tax within the United States, a direct tax of $2 million late, okay? $2 million. And here you can see the states are listed one at a time, and the amount of tax that they must collect from their people, okay, to give to the federal government, okay? Now, so this is the way it was done. Each state would collect this particular amount. For example, let's take, for example, New Hampshire. To the state of New Hampshire, $77,705.66, and 2 meals. Meal is 1/10 of a cent. When you buy gas, you see price of something is $1.35, $9.10. That's 9-10 meals. Okay, so it was the states that collected the taxes. That was the intent of the founding fathers. That's how it was done several times back in the early days. But the international bankers created the privately owned Federal Reserve, which was going to make money out of thin air and lend out to the federal government at interest. And they wanted to make sure that the federal government can pay the interest on those loans without having to be stopped or stymied or hindered in any way by the states. They wanted them to directly tax the American people, the federal government, to pay off the international bankers that owned the privately owned Federal Reserve Bank. That's why they want to give the federal government the direct taxation power, which they did through deception, make you think they gave it that power when it did not, because they could not do it. So here's how they did it. So you see again, the text of 16th Amendment talks about that you can collect taxes now without apportionment among the several states. That's the key part of the 16th Amendment. The most important part. I'm going to focus on this part only right now, okay? And here's the Supreme Court I shared with you earlier, Stanton versus Baltic Mining Company of 1916. okay, which talks about the 16th Amendment. It mentions the previous Supreme Court just earlier that year called Bushaber versus Union Pacific Railroad, which analyzed and discussed the 16th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution and interpreted it, okay? So it says that in the Bushaber case, the language of Bushaber was so convoluted. Here, it was simplified and told everybody the simple constitutional fact that by the previous ruling, the Bushaber versus Union Pacific Railroad case, it was settled that the provisions of the 16th Amendment of U.S. Constitution conferred no new power of taxation to the federal government. Yep. What it did is simply prohibited the previous complete and plenary power of taxation, income taxation, from beginning to be taken out of the category of indirect taxation to which it belonged. It's kind of said, well, cannot be direct tax, so must be indirect tax. But indirect taxes have no limitation. All they're going to be is uniform throughout the states. Tax on import, for example, is excise tax. Any import from port in Los Angeles or New York or Miami pays the exact same rate of import taxation. Okay? Tax on oil as a privilege, excise, same no matter where it is. Okay? So what the Supreme Court just said, it belongs in that category. It was not the issue. They had Bushaber ask a wrong question and get the wrong answer. Bushaber never got to the key point of the case. I think he was agent of the bankers to take this case up to the Supreme Court. So the wrong question gets asked, and you see what the right question should have been. Okay, we'll come to that in a moment. So I'm going to show you something else for us. The 13th Amendment, you see, stopped involuntary servitude, okay? And guess what? It gave specifically power to the federal government, Congress, to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. The 16th Amendment does not have any such language. Why? Because it did not give Congress any new taxing power whatsoever. Now you go on, look at also the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, right? Okay, that also in Section 5 gave Congress power to enforce this new power of federal government by appropriate legislation. Same thing, you see the pattern now with the 15th Amendment, okay? So here again, Congress was given the new power to enforce this constitutional power, okay? Here we go to 18th Amendment. Guess what? Same thing. This is about prohibiting alcohol or intoxicating liquors within, that. So again, here, Congress and the several states were given the power to concurrently enforce this new power that they got. And the 19th Amendment, here it is, okay? This is what gave women the power to vote, okay? Again, Congress was given power to enforce this new constitutional provision by appropriate legislation. No such thing appears for 16th Amendment, okay? So let me show you. Again, going back to the U.S. Constitution, okay? What happened there is that the states, in 1776, they got together. There was only 2.5 million people back then. They were small countries. Each had about 200,000 citizens. And in 1789, when they created the agent headquartered in D.C., in a district of Columbia, Washington, D.C., they delegated 18 specific common functions of these countries or states to the U.S. government. These powers include common defense, common currency or money, immigration rules, commerce between states and foreign nations, and so forth. And the countries kept all the functions and powers to themselves. Again, let me remind you, America is not a or one country. We are 50 countries in the Union. Florida, Texas, California, all countries, no different than Germany, France and Italy are countries within the European Union, and they delegated certain powers to the European Union government, like they have common money and common immigration rules throughout the Union. When the Union was created, you no longer need a passport to go from France to Germany to Italy. Okay? Same thing here. Between the 50 United States, you can travel without no border or passport controls. Got it? So let's get this out of our head that we're one country, we're not. We speak the same language, same culture basically, but technically, legally, we are the United States. United countries, and the federal government is given that much power. Each country or state in America has its own lawmaking legislature, its own executive branch head, governor, it's like the President of the United States, and its own Supreme Court to adjudicate the laws, just like the federal government. That's why in every state you have driver license of that state, car registration of that state. They have those that are laws, right? They're countries. All right. Now that we got that straight, let's talk about the fact that in Section 8, Clause 1, Section 8, this is where the powers of the federal government are specifically listed, okay? There's 18 specific powers, and no more than that the federal government has, okay? And this is, you see, Washington, D.C., and they needed to make D.C. independent of the states so that it would not be put under the pressure of any one state. They thought about putting this new government in Pennsylvania or New York, the two biggest states at the time. But if they did that, the founding fathers felt that New York could put pressure on this new government to pass laws favorable to New York, and Pennsylvania could have done the same. For that reason, what they did was Maryland and Virginia gave a 10-mile square land of swamp, literally swamp land, okay? And gave it to the federal government, said, do what you want with this swamp land. Nobody cares, and you can do whatever you want in this land called the District of Columbia, because the number one power that this government was to have unified defense against England, who still was interested in getting its old colonies back to be part of England. So that was number one reason why they formed that, and they gave the federal government absolute power in his lands, in Washington, D.C., any land that the states gave the federal government for defensive purposes against England, the outsiders. Do whatever you want in those lands. This is yours. Do whatever you need to do to protect us from outsiders. Okay? That's what they did. That was the design way back then. Okay? And so that's why you see Supreme Court, in this case of Houben and Allison Company versus Evatt Tax Commission of Ohio in 1945, say that the term of the United States could mean three different meanings. That's right. You didn't know that. But could be three different things. It may be merely name of a sovereign occupying the position analogous to that of other sovereign a family of nations, like compared to Russia, China, England, Germany, France. Right? Or it may be the collective name of the states, which are united by and under the Constitution. But the middle one, that's the one where the federal tax laws are written for. The United States may designate the territory or land over which the sovereignty of the United States extends. That means the federal government is king. They can do whatever they want. The federal government has very limited powers in the states, practically none. Okay? It's all protect us from outsiders. Okay? The states are, remember, sovereign, but in D.C., the federal government is king. So you see the term United States, usually we think of the very first United States, sometimes the third United States. But in tax law, it's a second United States. We're going to elaborate on this topic for you momentarily, and you see why. Code of Federal Regulations. There's the Federal Tax Law Regulations written by the U.S. Treasury, talking about tax on individuals. Okay, it says who is a citizen, every person who is born a citizen or naturalized in the United States and subject to its singular jurisdiction, not their, not the 50 states, their jurisdiction, subject to its singular jurisdiction. That tells you they're talking about the Washington, D.C. government, the second United States. That's who the tax laws are written for. I'm going to go into that in more detail and show it to you now. Okay? So here is a part of the Constitution that gave federal government power to do what they want to do in D.C. and other federal lands. Okay? To exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such districts, okay, not exceeding 10 miles square and made by secession of particular states and the acceptance of Congress become the seat of the government of the United States, and to exercise like authority, okay, for over all places purchased by the consent of legislature of the state in which the same shall be, for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, and dockyards, and other needful buildings. Clearly, it was to defend America from England and foreigners, try to take our freedoms away, make us part of England again. That's what they gave the federal government the power to do whatever it wants to do in this land, which became later on Washington, D.C. to be known. At the time of the Constitution, there was no D.C. There was no District of Columbia. They had to create one. Okay? And any land that later on have for military installation that they will create. Okay? And they gave here in Article 4, Section 3, Congress the power to dispose and make all needful rules and regulation respecting the territory or the property belonging to the United States. Oh, wow! The federal government has power to make all needful rules and regulations for any territory or property belonging to the United States. Ah, that is Washington, D.C. Now we have Puerto Rico, Guam, Virgin Islands, American Samoa, other territories, lands of the federal government. They can do like anything they want. In military installations in the 50 states, in military bases, it's not part of that state. In California has some military bases. Those military bases are not part of California. Legally, they're part of the federal government. And the federal government can do whatever they want in those lands. Okay, here's the Constitution provision that grants that. Okay, now Dallas versus Bidwell is a key case. It was a long, convoluted case in 1901 about taxation from things coming to and from Puerto Rico. Because it's such a convoluted case, I'm going to give you a summary of it by Wikipedia, which is a very quick, non-political interpretation. It's not a political case at all. It's just a very simple thing. And basically, the majority of the Supreme Court in a 5-4 decision in Dallas versus Bidwell said this: the Constitution does not necessarily apply to the territories. Instead, the U.S. Congress has jurisdiction to create laws within territories in certain circumstances, particularly those dealing with revenue or taxes, which would not be allowed by the Constitution for the U.S. states. Whoa! You see that, folks? Leave the hell out of that part. The Constitution does not necessarily apply to the territories because it was not meant for D.C. D.C. was meant to be a federal government land to do whatever necessary by federal government to defend us from foreigners, make all rules and needful regulations from D.C. and federal lands and territories. So, for example, those limitations on taxation, limitation on direct taxes, which we read earlier, direct taxes must be apportioned. It does not apply to Washington, D.C. and federal territories like Puerto Rico, Guam, Virgin Islands, and so forth, and other federal territories, lands, and buildings and military installations. with that Supreme Court case now making this very clear, I believe that case was sent to the Supreme Court deliberately to set this clear precedent. Okay, now they wrote the law applying only to Washington, D.C. That's by Title 26. Internal Revenue Code. This is a federal tax laws that's published by U.S. Code.House.gov. The Congress says lawyers publish this actually in Chapter 79 definitions. When you see a term United States, right, as used in this Title 26, right? Here it is, Title 26, the federal tax laws. The word United States and state, neither one of them includes anything beyond the District of Columbia. None of the 50 states are mentioned whatsoever. D.C. is not even a state. It's a territory of the federal government, but it's listed as a state where the 50 states are not listed in there on purpose. By the way, let me remind you, when it comes to oil taxes from Title 26, in Section 4612, okay, tax on petroleum, here they also have special definitions, and the term United States explicitly includes the 50 states and D.C. and a bunch of U.S. territories, and on top of that, continental shelf areas and foreign trade zones. Okay, so they knew what they were doing when they wrote the law this way, even way back in 1913. As I'll show you, even back then, the law never applied to the people of the Union States. Okay, so here we go. This is the 1913, the first income tax law of 1913. Okay, and so here we are. It says right here that this tax is to be imposed on every citizen of the United States. Oh, and people thought, oh, I'm a U.S. citizen. It applies to me. No. Nobody read the definitions. Okay? So here is, and to every person residing in the United States. This is not the 50 states. This is the D.C. and its territories, United States. As you see here, we're going to specifically define. By the way, back then, look at this. The tax was only 1%. Okay? Okay? If someone makes over $20,000 back then, it does not exceed $50,000. $20,000 back then was about 100 times more today. I mean, someone would make over $2 million in today's money, under $5 million, and only paid 1%. They deliberately did this. The camel's nose through the noose. Later on, the whole camel will be there. The international bankers did this deliberately to slowly get the American people to become slaves of the federal government. Okay, the highest tax rate was 6%. Okay, and that 6% was that anybody make over $500,000, which would be over $50 million in today's money. And here's now the definition of that 1913 law. States and United States construed. Whoa, look at this. That the word state or United States, when used in this section, shall be construed to include any territory, Alaska, and the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and the Philippine Islands. Oh, yeah. Philippines was a U.S. territory. See, any territory. Okay. Alaska, and it was a territory. So was Hawaii, by the way, a territory of the United States. Whoa. This is very clear. That's why today's laws, income tax law, still doesn't apply to you, the people of 50 states. Over the decades, they took out all the federal territories out of them. Like when Alaska and Hawaii became states, they were taken out of the definition of the term United States and state. And all that's left now is the District of Columbia. See? Now you see why. You look at the 1048 form, it says U.S. individual income tax return. They want you to believe this means 50 states individual income tax return, when it is not. This is really a District of Columbia individual income tax return. And the IRS's instructions on the 1040 form on page 8, okay, correctly says the same thing, that it applies to U.S. citizens and residents, not the people of the United States, okay? Because those are the people that it's supposed to apply to. And remember, this is the most important Supreme Court case you ever read, Gould versus Gould, unanimous tax case in 1917. What does it say? It says, if you have any doubt about anything you see about taxes, note this about taxes. In the interpretation or understanding of statutes, laws, levying or imposing taxes, it is the established rule not to extend the provisions of tax laws by implication or implying beyond the clear import of the language used, or to enlarge their operations so as to embrace matters not specifically pointed out. If it's not specifically pointed out, it's not part of the tax laws. And the 50 states are not in the definition of the United States in the federal tax laws for income tax and other general purposes. And in case of any doubt by you, the tax laws are construed most strongly against the government's power to tax and in favor of you, the citizen, not being taxed. There he goes. So now you see why the income tax is completely constitutional. It applies only to Washington, D.C. Social Security, FICA taxes apply only to 4 U.S. island territories of Puerto Rico, Guam, Virgin Island, right, and American Samoa. And that's covered in my other video on this topic. Okay. By the way, same thing goes with estate taxes, corporate taxes, wagering and gambling taxes, and even gun manufacturing taxes. I cover that in my other videos. You know, they deliberately make you believe that it applies to you when it doesn't by using the term United States. You assume it's me. For nationality purposes, we're all state and U.S. citizens. I'm a Florida citizen and a U.S. citizen at the same time. Like a French and German are French and German and a citizen of Europe, European Union. That's right. But they're still German and French first. I'm Floridian first and U.S. citizen second. Okay? So what you want to do, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, is go educate yourself about all this stuff, okay? And go to our website, freedomlawschool.org, okay? And when you go there, what do? You go and listen to the videos as you drive on the road, okay? You go click on the 7 steps gold bar in the middle of the page. Start your 7 steps to regain your power and freedom. And when you get there, you go down, you see, we start with the law. I give the law a little bit already. Follow the law. Okay? These videos cover the laws just like I did for you. These are 5 short videos. And the same 5 are the more complete, longer videos below them right here. Then you realize you've got to stop filing income tax forms. It's a confession form. You put the rope around your neck and give it to the IRS. Stop doing that. Why you should do that? It's covered in there. Why it is so dangerous for you to confess under oath that you owe the IRS money and give the power to the IRS to rape you every which way you can think of. Then you go to step 3. Realize that the IRS operates on deception and bluff. The Wizard of Oz is the major media blowing up the IRS to be this powerful entity. They are not. And you, the American people, Dorothy and her friends are just, they have to be afraid of the big IRS Wizard of Oz. Whoa. If I don't follow, they're going to come and put me in prison. We've been brainwashed by the major media, okay, by charismatic preachers, by the accountants, tax practitioner communities, enroll agents, CPAs, tax lawyers. Pay your taxes, here, pay early. All that stuff, okay? So you're going to get over this brainwashing by going through step 3. Step 4, take courage from our victories. That's right. No student of Freedom Law School has ever gone to prison for taxes, nor had their paycheck or bank account levied or home or business seized by the IRS. That's right. I've done this now since 2001. That's right. Since about 24 years ago. It's a good deal of the IRS is a myth. We are toothless wizards. If you don't file, don't put the rope around your neck, okay? You can stop the withholding on your paycheck on our website for free. Yes, you can all do that, by the way. Go under right here, free yourself from tax withholding, is there. You go click on that, stop your employer from stealing income taxes for your paycheck. It's free. Not, you don't have to file a 1040 form to get some of that stolen money back from the IRS. So be sure to do that, okay? Lawfully and correctly. Okay, now, step 5 is also very important because you have a right to question authority. That's right. Write your Congress members, pay income tax only if your congressman can show you the laws that require you to file pay income taxes. If they don't. You don't have to pay tribute to the IRS beast. It's really slavery. You want to be a slave or free? Stop being a slave. Our petitions have these questions addressed to your congressman. None of them have ever showed us wrong. These petitions are free on our website at freedomlawschool.org. Send them out. For our Restore Freedom Plan members, we'll do them for you, okay? Now, this is all free. The 6th step is optional. I invite you to join us. If you have a spirit of America's founding fathers in you, about freedom, about liberty, about what's right is right, okay? About America being great based upon freedom, okay? Like them, join hands together with other freedom seekers like yourself. And for you, the modern day founding fathers of America, the privilege of 100% guarantee and protection from IRS is available. And you can enjoy 100% guarantee when you legally stop filing and pay income taxes, as long as you're a member of the Restore Freedom Plan. Freedom Law School will protect you, protect from IRS living your money, or Freedom Law School will reimburse you, and you will not have to go to prison either. Okay? Now, lastly, everybody, listen, we're going to take America back. Okay? We allowed our public servants to take over our home. We have to take our home back. Your home, my home, our country back. How do we do it? By telling others. Family members first. Parents, children, siblings. Your friends. Your co-workers. People in the community. Everybody you know. Okay, your customers, okay? And so you want to love and spread the truth to people you love, okay? And here you all become modern-day Paul Revere's. By empowering American people with the law and the truth, we're going to restore America, America's families. America will be a great free nation once again, and we'll have to pay you. Yes, I want to pay you for referring other people to Freedom Law School. Join. Tell others, be an example. That's how we're going to do it. Like the founding fathers did. It's doable. So with that, you're probably going to watch this presentation probably once, maybe twice more as you drive around town, at your job, or home at lunch or dinner, and make sure you understand it. Okay? And bottom line is, I give you the tools for you to be free. I love for you, every one of you, to be free. I would love for America to be a live and let live, a love and let love country once again. But I cannot do it for you. And I cannot make everybody do it. I cannot make anybody do it. I need your help to have America be free countries. You free yourself with education, empowerment, on our website, freedomlawschool.org. Tell others, and not only you'll be free, but together we can have America be a free, great country. Once again, we can make America great and free like it was meant to be. Thanks for watching. Okay, now, I'm going to get to your questions, my friend, about what you heard or any other questions that you have, remember you can all send us your questions in writing as well in advance, up to 10 pages. I will review at free of charge every Tuesday night after this recording is done. Okay, I can take your calls right now. You're about 6 people waiting to get questions asked. Also online, you can do that as well. Okay, let me another pad, guys. I need to finish. Okay, all right. The calls we have are from area code 601, then area code 660. Another one from area code 612, and we have one from area code 620. Then from area code 561, followed by area code 262, and we have another one from area code 832. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people with questions right now. So, folks, to make it quick, to get to everybody's question without waiting too long, please first announce yourself. Your first name only, for privacy, only first name. 2, tell me how you heard about Freedom Law School so we know what our efforts are working. Okay, and 3, go to ask your question. Okay, Bobby, I'm going to be in Jackson. We upcoming events. I forgot to tell them about that. Is it on our website? Okay, let's go to our upcoming events, folks. I forgot to tell you about that. I'm going to be in Texas as well as Las Vegas, okay? So you can see me this weekend. I'll be Saturday at Ron Paul's birthday barbecue this Saturday, okay? So if you happen to be close to the Houston area or want to travel a little farther, you can meet me in person. I would love to see you in person. And we're going to be at the event of Las Vegas also, and that's going to be at the Gateway Pundits event. I'm going to bring it up right now. Gateway Pundits. The Gateway Pundits.com. I'll be there on Sunday only, but our people will be there on Saturday. Okay? So, yeah, this great website about the Gateway Pundit. They have the event coming up. And there, go at the website that comes up. I'll be there on Sunday. It's coming up this weekend. Saturday, other people will be there. We had our table there. So with that, let's go to your questions now. Area code 601 caller. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, my name is Lee. And my husband and I found Freedom Law School several years ago, I guess, on YouTube, and we've watched and talked about it. And we have called and spoken to some representatives in your office, but we had a question that we had asked him when we called last week, and he wasn't sure, so he suggested calling here. We live in Texas, which is a no-state income tax state, but we moved here from Mississippi, and we had an established LLC there. My question is, do we still need to continue filing a state income tax in Mississippi for our LLC?
Well, what you want to do is to have that LLC move to Texas, or dissolve that LLC and create a new LLC in Texas which has no state income tax. That is what you want to do. Okay? I've now looked at corporate taxes in Mississippi, so I can give you a good, clear, 100% answer on entities over there about as far as state income tax go. But the easiest solution is if you can move it to Texas or just get rid of it, start a new one in Texas, that'd be the easiest way to go for you.
Okay, and our CPA had told us that we needed a final closeout return, or the state will start sending notices with penalties. So I guess we just need to get her to dissolve it and close it out for us then.
Yeah, that's all you do, yes.
Okay, and I had one more question. My husband's at work, so he couldn't ask, but okay, can stock trading with long and short-term capital gains be considered a part of the non-filing process? What
do you mean by non-filing process? Bottom line is this, that You don't owe any income tax whether your money comes from trading stocks, being a wage earner, business, we got going on sales, every crypto, real estate. It doesn't matter, what your money, the type of money or profit you got. You don't belong to the foreign country of France or Germany or Washington, D.C. to pay the French, German, or Washington, D.C. taxes. Get that in your head. That's where you got to look at it, and your answers come to you much easier.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, my friend. All right. We have another caller now. By the way, we got some new callers. I didn't forget about you. The new callers we have that haven't announced are from, let's see, area code 209 also. 209 caller. You're on the list, my friend. Don't worry. I didn't forget about you, okay? But let's go right now to area code 660 caller. Please give me your first name, my friend. How you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please. Are you there, area code 660 caller?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Peymon. This is David. I heard about you from a friend and then have also followed you on several of your social media platforms for a good while now.
Very good. And how may I help you?
I'm a business owner, and I'm curious for an exit strategy of a business. If the business follows the Freedom Plan and stops filing, futuristically, when you look at selling the business, how do you navigate that? Having not done taxes, so being outside of what is considered normal, but what is correct. I fully comprehend your plan. How do you navigate that? How would one go about then selling that business down the road if you haven't filed?
Very simple. Number one, you can show the bank deposits and expenditures with your bank records, add them up, right? And take out what was paid to you.
Okay.
That shows your profits. You had, let's suppose, $10 million of receipts. You had $9 million of expenses. And you had $1 million left that was paid to you. That was your net income. That is proven by the tax records. By banking records. Anybody wants to look at it. Number two, you can have a CPA does annual statements of how much you made for you to know every year. How much was your gross receipts, your expenses, what categories, where your receipts came from, areas of profitability, areas of not so profitability, and your net income. And that, along with the bank records, could give it to the new buyer. Look, here's proof. Now, you want to go by accountant, CPA, what he put together, summary is there. You want to go for detail? Here's your bank records. Have your own accountant add up and verify what my accountant says. Very simple.
Okay. What about navigating financing with banks and things like that, typically requiring you to show tax returns if you've not filed those?
Very good question. Freedom is not free. There's benefits and drawbacks to slavery and freedom. So the way the bankers got this situation set up is you want to be borrow money from banks at a lower interest rate than the private market will lend, because banks make money out of thin air with what's called fractional reserve banking, but literally by counterfeit. They create money out of thin air that you cannot do, but banks can do that and charge interest on that money because it's now not their own money, they just made it up. They get to charge lower rates. Private market is real money they put on the table, they have to charge more. So, you don't pay income tax, you have a lot more savings. You got a lot more for self-funding yourself, number one. Number two, you can go to private lenders. They call them hard money lenders. You pay high interest rates, you put more down payment, but you're free of that. You do pay a high interest rate, but guess what? You're paying so much more and not paying income taxes and a little bit of interest that you pay. Fair enough?
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So like a hard money lender as opposed to a bank.
Right, exactly.
Okay, that's great. last question, a little different subject if you've got time, and that would be if you like to do a little gambling and you win a little too much and they decide, oh, you're getting reported, you're getting a W-2 instantly, say from a casino. How do you deal with something like that?
Well, the problem there is that casinos, they force you to, they withhold from your paycheck, they steal from your paycheck. That's the hard part. Then you cannot stop the gambling place to do that. But technically speaking, I've covered that in my videos before, the gambling or wagering tax is also not applicable to the 50 states. It only applies to Washington, D.C. The problem is the casino will just take money out of your money in advance already. That's what they do. If they don't do that, then just don't file. It's one of those two.
Gotcha. Or they'll issue you a W-2.
Who cares? It doesn't matter. They issue most anybody in America has a W-2 or 1099 issued against them falsely by the employee or third party. And as long as you believe that because they have a W-2 or 1099 on you, that the IRS has it, they'll get you. Whoa! They'll get you. You'll be scared. But they don't. IRS doesn't use that. They don't use the W-2 or 1099s 99+% of the time because it's too much and they're broken up. IRS is a broken agency. They don't use that information to come after non-filers. They will use them to come after filers. They use them against non-filers a very small number of times, very small. They use them a lot more against filers, but they don't use them primarily. So that's no big deal having another W-2 given about you to the IRS.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome, David. Let's go to our next caller, okay, from area code 612. Please give me your first name, my friend. I heard about us. And then your question, please.
Hi, my name is Gary, and I just want to let you know that I came across you guys on a number of podcasts on the Rumble platform, and I've been in correspondence with your people on a number of occasions, getting information, looking to find a way to stop filing my taxes so I will not have to pay. But here's my situation. Back in 2015, I enrolled in an ACA, or Affordable Care Act health plan through my state's exchange, had zero income at the time, and was told I qualified for a full subsidy. The premiums were around $150 a month, which I paid faithfully all year, even though I never used the insurance once, never filed a claim. Later that year, I got some temporary contract work, and the law says that under IRC 368 that I was supposed to report income changes. But I couldn't get through by phone, and despite many attempts, always on hold, no callback option, and no time off work. So I kind of gave up, assuming I could just settle it at the end of tax year, and maybe I just owe a couple $1,000s. Well, instead, the IRS later claimed I owed over 5 times that amount under the advanced premium tax credit repayment. I requested a currently non-collectible status and was granted it. But years later, seemingly later, I began collecting Social Security, okay, when I turned 65. CNC was quietly revoked with no notice, and I received a final balance due letter. I called in, and it was routed to Tier 1. Under pressure, I agreed to a $100 a month payment plan, but I never received a breakdown or explanation of how the CNC was lifted or why the full subsidy repayment was still due even after years passed. Well, we rent, we have no property. My wife's employer offered no affordable coverage at the time, so we remained uninsured, and my income remains modest. I believe this violates due process and perhaps even raises questions about the ACA's original constitutionality, as argued in NFIB versus Sebelius, 567 U.S. 519, where the individual mandate was only upheld under the taxing power. So my question is, did I make a mistake agreeing to the payment plan? Is there still a legal administrative remedy available to dispute this debt, given the questionable basis of the subsidy clawback and lack of transparency? Could this fall under IRS procedural error or administrative abuse, especially with no CNC termination letter or breakdown?
You made a mistake by asking the federal government to give you help through the corrupt medical pharmaceutical complex that RFK Jr. right now.
Oh, absolutely. Okay? Oh, I know that. In retrospect, hindsight's 20/20.
Right, but it's done. It's done. Look, you're on Social Security. You don't make that much money. They're not going to bother you, as you notice. They have not bothered you anyhow. The $100 a month payment plan you made was in your mind. The IRS agent on the phone said, yeah, pay it good enough. We're too busy and too unorganized to send you a bill. That's the truth. You expect the IRS to be a bunch of educated people that know what they're doing organized? They're not. Some flunky on the phone just talked to you and said, that sounds good. Be afraid and keep sending us money. That's all it was. Okay? That tax will go away eventually after 10 years. Okay? Don't worry about that. Well, number one. Number two, you're pretty intelligent.
Yes.
I would suggest put your intelligence to use. You can do a lot of good things, my friend. How old are you, by the way, Gary?
I'm 66.
I'm 62. You're only a few years older than me. Okay? What I suggest you do, if you have nothing else in mind, go from supermarkets and get our Free Store Freedom brochures and pass them out to your neighbors and friends like you're on the supermarket. And let me pay you.
Right.
When you're talking about freedom, about not have to pay income tax, not be slave of the IRS, not support the customers of Jeffrey Epstein who are in Congress, in power.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you could do that, have fun, and you're an intelligent, articulate man. So I would suggest you focus on that, your attention, not on this little pill the IRS issue you got. Okay?
Right. So that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much stuck with paying this off. And
you're not. You can pay them or not. That doesn't bother you. They cannot take any more than 15% of your Social Security. But anyhow, because it's an Obamacare tax, they cannot by force take it. They can take it out from a withholding, or you pay them, but they cannot by force take it from you. That's why. Obamacare, so-called, cannot be taken by force from you. So don't worry about it. You're fine.
Okay. So I don't owe them. I don't have to pay them.
Okay. Well, technically you owe them because you did that thing, but paying for you is optional at your discretion.
And I kind of set up an agreement, but it hasn't started yet. It starts the middle of the month.
Well,
on the 15th is the first payment.
There's nothing more I can say to do for you, my friend. I gave you all the parameters, all the information. Yeah, you got to make that a better choice on your own by yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you so much, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it, my friend.
God bless.
God bless you, brother. All right, let's see. We have a 620 caller coming up next. Then we have the 561-262-832-209. And then we have area code 904 caller patiently waiting at the end. And then we got more. We got 760 and 970 as well. Okay. We got a lot of calls this week. Okay. All right, guys. I'll get to all your promise. Just hang in there. I'm going to try to get everybody handled properly, and I'll get you guys. 561 area code caller. Give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please. Are you there? 561 area code caller? Okay, I'm sorry. 620. Which one you got? 620 or 561? Which one did we do? Okay. What area can you call from, my friend? Speak up. 561 or 620? 561. Okay. All right, my friend. Announce yourself, please. I think he dropped off area code 561. I don't think he's there. Call back again, okay? 561 area code caller. Let's go to 620 area code caller. Please announce yourself, my friend.
Hello?
Yes?
My name is Daniel, and I heard about you on the internet, And my question is about Social Security. Back in 22, they're sitting there saying that I owe them $2,700. And do I pay this, or do I contest it with their letter of 7701? And the other question is, am I still going to receive Social Security if I do this?
None of that affects anything. You can pay them or not. Your Social Security is not affected at all. You can pay them or not. Your choice.
It'll do what?
Makes no difference.
So they'll still pay me?
Yep.
Okay. That's my question I needed to know.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Daniel. My pleasure, my friend. Now, let's see. Let's try one more time. Is 561 area code caller there with us or not? I think he's gone. Okay. Well, is he there? I think he's there, looks like. 561 area code caller. You want to announce yourself right now?
Hello?
Yes?
Yes, this is Adrian. Can you hear me?
Yes, Adrian. Go ahead.
Okay. I've been battling the IRS for 3 years.
How did you hear about us,
my
Adrian?
house
How did you hear about Freedom Law School?
through a friend of mine.
Okay. Please continue.
So for 3 years, I've been battling with 2 different law firms, and finally I'm pro se. I got burned out enough, and I just had a mediation, and they offer me under duress to pay 50-50, something that it doesn't belong to me. I sold my house to somebody that apparently had issues with them 2012. I sold my house to 2017. At the end, 3 years later, he didn't pay me. I had to go and get a house back with a quitclaim deed. I made a mistake. I became a witness on it. And later on, I tried to sell the house, but they said you need to fix the quitclaim deed. So the only way I could fix, I was told, do quiet claim, which it was impossible. Then because they found out that the person before me had like over 200,000 in liens. So they said they are attached to you, so you got to foreclose. So I started foreclosure, and I never got to it, to the point that I'm sick and tired, burned myself so much money, I stopped. And I thought that I could stop foreclosure if I wanted, but apparently IRS had twisted, and they even proceed in foreclosure even if I want to stop. So very soon I have to go to court for foreclosure, which looks like they saying that they can still collect before me the money for what he owes. And they want to force me to sell the house and split 50-50.
Adrian, you have a complex situation, my friend. You went to 2 lawyers. What you describe as complex. I can give you a straight answer right here. It's like, doctor, I have an eye back problem, knee problem, and headache and all stuff on the phone, fix it. I can't do that. I can help you if you set up a private paid consultation. Let me see all your paperwork, and half hour may not do the job for your complex because you probably need an hour of my time and all your paperwork. I need to see it. I don't care if it's 50 pages or 500 pages or more. Send it all to me. I can scan through it for the relevant stuff. Organize it well. Write me maybe 2 or 3 pages of your situation, so I don't have to ask you all those questions. Saves you money, saves me time. So write 2, 3, 4 pages about your situation, the paperwork, organize it, send it to me within 1 hour. Now I can analyze it and tell you what is your situation, what are your best options available given the complex, bad situation you got. Okay? Sorry, I wish I could help you.
Thank you.
Okay?
It is a complicated. It's like 3-year battle. It's all public record on a case number, but it is very complicated.
Right. So that's why I go look at your paperwork.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome, my friend Adrian. Sorry I was not able to help you better with that situation with an easy answer. Okay, we got several callers right now. We have, I think, 260 area code caller, but I think he dropped off. He got tired and left. We got 833 area code caller, 209-904-760-970. next. So 832 area code caller, you are next. Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
This is Damon. I heard, Rumble at first is where I heard. Also YouTube and, goodness, a couple other rabbit holes I went down that I probably can't remember. I've been following you guys for about a little over 4 years. I haven't filed in 3 years. I got an initial letter from the IRS, reminding me to file or else. I think I got like 3 of them, and then those just went away. They stopped sending them to me. I get the occasional call from tax services trying to tell me that I haven't filed and there's going to be penalties and they want to help me. I guess that's kind of to be expected. My question is on a lock-in letter. Is that something like I was completely paid up from the time I didn't file for the tax year 22? I didn't owe anything prior. Are you more likely to get a lock-in letter if from something that you had prior on that you never paid?
No, lock letter comes in arbitrary by the IRS. You don't know when you're going to get it or not.
What's that?
It's arbitrary when who the IRS targets to send them a lock-in letter to tell your employer to withhold maximum from your paycheck. It's by private, arbitrary, secret formula the IRS uses.
Okay, so that's the only thing that, if your number comes up on that by chance, that's the only thing that you're exposed to then.
That's the thing. I cannot stop your employer that you want to work for being afraid of the IRS and steal money from your paycheck. That legally they don't have to do that. It's your employer's belief that if they don't steal from you, they're going to be in trouble with the IRS. I can't convince every employer to do that. You might want to get a new job. Depends on who your boss is.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling, Damon. 209 area code. You are next, my friend. Give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Yeah, hello. This is John. Heard about you a long time ago from Nevin.
Okay. And how may I help you?
I sent in a scan of the letter I got from my friends at the Franchise Tax Board.
You guys have a letter, guys? Anybody back there? No, we don't have. Okay, you gotta get when you get sent a letter to us, John. Make sure that you call us and tell them that it's for the Freedom Hour, so my people can print it out.
I did that in an email, and they responded back that they were going to print it out, put it on your desk.
What's the name of the person who responded to you? Do you have that?
Let me see.
You guys want to go look for the letter? Somebody responded to him, apparently, he says. Yeah, go help him out. You don't remember the name of the person, or when was the response sent to you?
I'm trying to find it now, but my internet is not cooperating with me.
Okay.
All right. Browser. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to have my people right now go print it out and get it to me. So meanwhile, what we can do, John, I can take other people's calls and questions, and I'll come back to you once they find your letter. But if you give me when they responded to you, when you sent it to us, to what email, all that information will help us find that for you a little quicker and get your answer quicker. Okay.
So they didn't put their name. I found the response. It says, I have printed this letter out for Peymon to review during the next Freedom Hour.
When was it? When was it sent out to us? When did you send it to us, and when did we respond back to you?
I sent it to you on Friday.
On Friday?
And actually, I sent it to you on Thursday. They responded on Friday.
Okay, all right. You sent it to what email?
The students.
Students. Okay. All right. Tell you what. We're going to go look for it. You go see and look for it, guys. We said Thursday, send it to us, and somebody who didn't put the name on, they responded on Friday. Okay, on students' email, students@freedomlawschool.org. Okay, thank you for your patience, John. Let me put you on hold. I'm going to take another question, and when we get it, I'll call you back. Okay. Thank you for your patience, my friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we have a 904 area code caller, 760-970 and 832 area code callers coming next. So, 904 area code caller, you're next. Give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Hi, how are you? My name is John. I found out from you about you just this morning on Clayton Morris's show.
Okay. Very good. And how may I help you, my friend?
And yes, sir. I sold a house back in roughly 2002 in California. The IRS put a lien on the house, for unpaid taxes. And I'm wondering, first of all, at the time I was studying Irwin Schiff, and I was of the mind, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I was of the mind then that such liens, were basically either illegal or unconstitutional. So I'd like your opinion on that, your feedback on that first, and then if there is something wrong with what they did in filing and placing the lien, they took $18,000, from the proceeds, the sale proceeds of the house. If they wrongly took that money, do I have any recourse? In other words, has the statute, of limitations perhaps run out?
Okay. Yes, the statute. You have 3 years if the money was wrongfully taken from you to sue for it back. After 3 years, you cannot do anything about it. Okay? So.
Gotcha.
And the whole Irwin Schiff was a friend of mine, and he was a good man, very good man, but he didn't really study the stuff. He refused to let me help him way back when they went after him in 2000, 4, 5, 6. So unfortunately, he lost.
Right.
Yeah, but it's too late. That money's all gone. Okay.
So no worries. I just, as I said, I'm so happy to have found you. I don't know what to do. Godspeed, brother.
Thank you, John. Thanks for your call, my friend, and thank you for catching us on Clayton Morris. So do your education, my friend. You came across us sooner than later. So start educating the right way, and you'll be free, brother, and get out of California as soon as you can. All right?
Yeah, I'm a California refugee. I fled in 2002. That's why I sold my house. So I'm in Texas now.
Good for you. Good for you. All right, John. Good to hear from you, and tell other people about Freedom Law School also, and I'll pay you for it, my friend. You are an old patriot. Keep at it, brother. Don't quit.
Positively. Okay. Look forward to future interactions with you and your people there.
Thank you very much, John. Okay, bye-bye, my friend. We got to go back to the other John we had from America 209 now. I got your paperwork here, John, from the California Franchise Tax Board for your 2022. They send you a notice of proposed assessment, which is a proposed tax dated July 25, July 25th, 2025. So just very recently. And
yes.
And here they got some of your Uphold crypto transactions, look like about $91,000 that they claim was paid to you. And based upon that, they claim you owe them $6,500 with penalty and interest and all that stuff. That's you, correct?
So it's not necessarily correct. So the transactions were on Uphold, but that wasn't payment to me. That was me buying crypto. I haven't cashed out.
Okay. Well, great. Then by the way, are you one of our students, John? Restore Freedom Plan member or not?
I was before.
All right. Well, you can do it on your own then. Yeah, I recognize your name. I thought you sound very familiar, John, your last name. You can do it on your own, or we can help you for an extra charge if you join our Restore Freedom plan again. But basically, what you got to do at this point is ask for a hearing and go show them that this was all purchase of crypto. Doesn't mean that you sold anything. You bought something from your savings. That's all it was. That's not taxable. Buying something, whether you bought furniture or crypto or stocks or real estate. When you sell it, that you pay income tax, even in the FTB's eyes, the California Franchise Tax Board. So in this case, that's the easy way out for you here. All right. Anything else?
Okay, so I got to request a hearing. And
yes,
then just
within 60 days of the date of the July 25th.
I'm sorry?
60 days of the date of the notice of proposed assessment.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
All right, my friend.
No. All right. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome, John. Thank you, my friend. And consider joining us again and tell the other people who can pay you, my friend, so you can take America back and get out of California. Why are you still living in California in expensive San Jose? Why are you stuck there, John?
My work's here. No, the money's here. That's
the money's there. But can you go work long distance or no?
I'm eventually trying to do that, but my customers are here and they really like to have these in-person meetings. But eventually I'm trying to actually move out of the country.
Well, hold on. You'd have to leave country. If your customers are in California, that's no problem. All you got to do is get out of California, like Nevada, for example, or Texas, but close by. Nevada's close by. And then change your address to Nevada. That's your address. Have a little apartment, and small little place, and go back and forth. Fly back and forth quickly. You don't have to see your customers every single day, do you?
No, not in person.
Well, then I would suggest you consider that and becoming maybe Nevadan and just go back and forth as you see your customers for 1 or 2, 3 days and go back home, Nevada, save a lot of money in mortgage or rent, and everything else, get out of the traffic. So that would be my suggestion, John. So good to hear from you, my friend.
Gotcha. Hey, I do have one other question here. And all this paperwork, they keep saying I need to file. Option 1, I need to file, or I already filed. So it says like option 1 is I do not want to protest. Option 2 is I disagree with the proposed assessment and want to protest.
Okay. So
but
what's the
it
question?
seems like they're always asking for me to file.
Of course. Because you give them an address to you in California. If you don't uphold a third-party address in California, they would never notify California in the first place. You made the mistake of giving them California address. That's when they come after you. Uphold the 1099 to the FTB because you give it a California address. Move to Nevada, Nevada's your address. Come and go from California or Texas or Oregon, wherever you might be doing customers, and you have no problem with California.
Gotcha. Yeah. Unfortunately, with Uphold, it was very easy to start the account, but once I started the account, they kept emailing me every so often and collecting information for me and locking my account until I gave them the information.
But your information should have been changed if you moved to Nevada. You just didn't make that move. And that's why you should have remained a student. Have you remained a student and this stuff come up, my friend, you had gotten an unlimited consultation for free, included with my people or myself if necessary, privately, to plan all of these things properly for you to prevent these problems to begin with. So it's not too late. There's a small FTB problem. Bigger ones with FTB IRS might be down the road. It's up to you. If you want to have a peace of mind, you can join hand with your fellow freedom lovers again. If you want to do it on your own, like you have right now, that's options available to you as well. Your call, my friend. Okay?
Gotcha. All right. Let me think about that, Damon.
You got it,
for your help.
You got it, John. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Good to hear from you. All right, let's go to 760 area caller. Give me your first name, my friend, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
My name's Gary. Can you hear me?
Yes, Gary.
Yes, I've heard about you on the Stu Peters Network, one of your advertisements.
Very good.
And I'm also a California person. I missed this last talker because I got distracted, so I couldn't hear. But I'm also California, so I got problems here with. I went before I moved to California. I went over 20 years without filing, and I had some people in Wisconsin, tax people, finally caught up with me and wanted me to pay some sales tax. So I wound up filing and doing all of that, getting straightened out. Since then, I got married. We got involved in real estate. We own a bunch of houses out here in California. So I'm a little concerned about if I were to stop filing. I don't really want to have these homes have liens on them and all that rigmarole. So I'm 83 years old. So I just want to let you know what I'm. But I love the concept of not filing. I understand all of that about the bankers and the Federal Reserve and all that. Years ago, I learned all that. But this is it really appeals to me not filing. But I'm a little concerned that it may be a bigger problem here in California.
Yeah, leave California. Why are you staying there?
Well, we have rental properties, so we're collecting rents.
So you can come and go. Leaving it someplace else. Let that be your address in Nevada, for example, and then come a couple of days a week. Fly or drive down to LA, take care of business in California, and leave. I used to live in High Desert, 76 area code in Phelan, by Victorville. I left. It was a transition time, of course, during that time a little bit. You can do the same thing. Okay? Are you still filing paying income tax or not? Do you stop? Or you started because you moved to California filing and paying income tax now?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you filing and paying income tax now, or you're not filing and paying income tax?
No, we filed. We've been filing for the last 20-some years.
With IRS and FTB?
We had a lot of losses from some properties we had to give up in Missouri, and so for a number of years we were just living off of those losses, so we didn't have to pay any taxes because of the losses. But just last year we had a pretty big bill because we cashed in one of our investments and we had some profit and we had to pay tax on that. I wasn't of the mindset of not filing at that time.
Okay, what kind of tax? Income tax you're talking about, or property tax when you sell the property, stamp by stamp?
Well, it was one of these investments that it wasn't a property. It was like a mutual fund that we cashed in that we owned for many years, and it had appreciated. And we were using that money to pay off the mortgages that we had. So we basically don't hardly have any mortgages right now. We have 6 properties.
Okay.
So I'm not really wanting to get that equity all tied up with liens.
Okay. Let me ask, have you been filing with the IRS and FTB both for the last 25 years?
We filed for California and IRS the last many years, yes.
You want to stop?
I'm sorry, I can't really understand.
You want to stop paying the IRS?
I would love that if I could not have to worry about, losing property.
You can do that. That's our Restore Freedom Plan is all about, my friend. You get in there, you pay 30% of what you would have paid the IRS. You keep the other 70%, and you protect your 100%. And your money and your legacy is going to go to Restore Freedom versus helping your enemies. So you have choices to make. You want to help your enemies and make yourself poorer, put the rope around your neck by filing a 1040 form every year, or stop all that, keep your money, and contribute a portion of that money to Restore Freedom. Which one is the way you feel like sounds more and resonates more with you? That's something you have to decide. But that's why I'm on Stu Peters' show, because he does a good job of waking people up as to what bad things are. And you know it's bad. And you know we got to do something about it. You know we got to check our country back because you are 83 years old. You are the man that knows about this stuff, obviously, for a long time, my friend. You're 83. How many years you got left? What do you want your life to be about? Your legacy. Right? And if you want to do safety and leave something for your children and grandchildren, that's available if you take a stand like America's founding fathers come together. So call my office, talk to somebody there. They'd have to answer your questions some more and guide you through so you understand things for yourself. So you have the peace of mind that you're looking for. Okay? Any other questions?
Well, I'll keep looking on your site here and keep thinking about it. But like I said, I just wanted to see if you felt it was it seemed like it was something that I could still do in my situation. Where
Yes.
If I really could stop filing and not have to have a bunch of liens on these properties.
Yes, with the IRS, FTB, not necessarily. So a lot of times, people in California, because they're so aggressive with the IRS, they can easily stop filing income tax. Sometimes they file and pay with the California, sometimes they don't. But for that part, we need to talk one-on-one. You can join, and I can, IRS, no problem. We can keep you safe from the IRS, 100%, guaranteed. With the FTB, sometimes I can people even give a guarantee, but it's by a one-on-one individual situation. I may give you that guarantee after a talk with you, after you become a member and be free of the IRS. We can talk about FTB in more detail because it's not FTB is not so black and white and so easy. We got depending on your situation, maybe yes, maybe no. You may have to pay FTB. Give a bone to the dog. You know, little dog. As long as the big gorilla IRS is leaving you alone, that may be something you have to do. But maybe not. We'll have to talk about that later. Okay?
Okay, so I should try to get back to you a little later then?
Yes, call my office. Tell me call the Freedom Hour. But what you need is you need to look. You can do it two ways. You can pay for a paid private consultation to talk to me to go over your situation in more detail privately about all you got going on, or you can become a member, Restore Freedom Plan member, and we get the IRS off your back right away. No problem. IRS is done. And then you get unlimited consultation at no extra charge. And we can discuss the California situation in more detail, see which way works better for you. File and pay with California or not. If you do consultation with me first, you don't get credit for that toward your membership. If you join first with the IRS, when you consult about the California as a member, even no extra charge for that. So, two ways you can go forward.
Okay, I'll check out more and I'll get back to you.
You got it, Gary. Thank you for calling, my friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Good to hear from you. Stu Peters is a great man with a great show. Yeah, good.
I was just really tickled to see somebody like you that's doing this.
Well, we are. Absolutely, because people are waking up, Gary. Come on. How long have you been in the freedom movement, Gary? I'm kind of curious. 83 years old, my friend. You're like my father's age.
I started learning about when I was 30 years old. So I've read books, Jailbird Griffin, a bunch of others, Secrets of the Federal Reserve. Yeah,
by Eustace Mullins. That's right. You know that Secrets of the Federal Reserve by Eustace Mullins in 1992. I read that. That was the first book I read on the Federal Reserve and the New World Order. You know, when I got the Patriot book back in 92, they were talking about New World Order. And I told the lady who told me about this income tax stuff, I said, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know anything about that stuff. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I don't know anything about it. You know, she says, well, Peymon gave with the program. I said, what do you mean gave with the program? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm only 29 years old. You know, I never learned this stuff in college. So then she said, you need to buy this book, read it. Secrets of the Federal Reserve. I bought it from somebody, paid it. So there you go. Here I
have to go. I got somebody at the door here.
Go, Gary. Thanks for calling, my friend, okay?
I'll get back to you.
You got it, my friend. All right, Gary. We
Thank
have
you.
Two more callers from here. Let me see, 970 and 262, and another one from 262. We took the call. We did. Let me see. There's that 262 caller. No, we got 262 call. Oh yeah, he's on there. We can. Let me try him right now. 262 call. Been waiting for a while. 262 area code caller. Are you back now? You ready to talk? Give us your name.
Diana. It's Diana.
Diana. How did you hear about us, Diana?
How did I hear about you? From California. You know, back in the day when you were running all the campaigns for liberty and taxes.
If you don't remember, that's okay. How long have you known about freedom laws, Diana? How many years or months?
It's not that I don't remember. It's just I had an injury, so you have to forgive me.
That's okay.
But
that's okay. No problem. So talk to me, lady.
Okay.
How can I help you?
Okay. I just wanted to know, you know, now that I'm on Social Security disability, am I required to file any type of taxes? I asked my daughter because she's the person.
Done. Okay. No. You were never required to do that. Social Security is double no. Okay? Social disability is a double no. You're good.
Okay. All right. That's the thing.
Very good. Thanks for staying and get your question.
You sound better.
What's that?
Okay.
Diana,
you sound better.
You don't sound so disabled to me. Go around supermarkets and pass out our Restore Freedom brochures. Get out and get some sunshine. Have some fun every day. Okay, Restore Freedom.
I did. I ordered some this earlier today. What's his name? George?
Yes.
Do you got a George there? Okay.
Okay.
I talked to him and he said, send me 30. He said, is 30 good? And I said, well, whatever you're going to send, that's fine. I got about 10 people, I think 16 people here where I live. Mm-hmm. And there's people on the right side of me and on the left side of me. That'll take care of 30 in an afternoon.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'm going to do my part. I am. I'm going to do my part because I feel bad that the economy is such in the toilet that if they would just take the chokehold off of everybody, we could get the economy going again. We could get our freedoms back. I have that in me, but at the same time, well, you know what they're doing.
Economy's in the tank because we have a money system where every dollar is a dollar loaned out of thin air by fraud by banks to the government, corporations, or people to buy homes, cars. So the interest on that loan, it comes out of the existing pool of money. A friend of mine said, Peymon, the restaurant in Tampa that I go to eat, he's a businessman, are pretty empty. Yeah, he says, there's not people like it was a few years ago because the inflation is killing people. Cost of food, rent, just everything just is up. Okay? And most employers do not give them cost of living increases because they can't, so they don't. So that's why people are really hurting. And so why are you paying income tax then, people? When you're poor, why pay income tax? Why give you money to your enemies? Stop. So the brochures will not go out till next week because we're short on them right now. We send them out to you next week after we come out from the printers. Okay, we send you the 30 that George promised you. No problem. Make a note about that, guys, for George and about her system of brochures next week after we get that brochures printed out. Very good. Thank you, Don.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, that's it. I just want to make sure that they're not going to come looking for me. That's all.
They won't. Just go to our website, Diana, educate yourself on the 7 steps, lady, okay? You step 1, 2, 3. You're at home. So why don't you sit down and watch our videos and have some fun. Getting confidence back that you can be free.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for calling, Diana. I appreciate you. Let's go now to the next caller from area code 970. You're live, my friend. Give me your first name. How you heard about us?
This evening.
And then your question.
Hey, Peymon, you're working late, huh?
You better believe it. You're still there, aren't you?
And I'm 3 hours ahead of you, behind you. So there you go.
Okay.
So I met you at Clay Clark I think it was a couple of years ago now, and you've always been there. So thank you for continuing. Oh, Edward.
Edward. Okay, huh? Go ahead. You were saying that, Edward?
That was a super easy question.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So I want you to go home and eat dinner. So,
okay.
So if I'm the member of an LLC,
mm-hmm.
and I'm a member of other LLCs, if the IRS is harassing me on one LLC, can it cross over to the other ones because of that?
Well, that's a very vague way you said it. Okay? If you owe the IRS money, they can potentially come after anything you own anywhere in the world. Potentially. But practically, they don't. Yes, if you owe them the IRS money, they can come after this, that, the other, potentially.
Gotcha. Okay, they could penetrate the so-called veil.
Well, LLCs are hard to penetrate because IRS can only get a charging order that your LLC payments or profits that they pay to you, they can take that instead at that time, and that could be a little complex for the IRS. So they give you some degree of protection in the practicality of how it works. But technically, you still owe the IRS money, and they can technically still try some things, even though LLCs do give them some roadblocks.
Yeah, it's a Wyoming LLC, so there is charging order protection on those. So I think it would be really hard. I just wanted to hear, because I'm being invited to become a manager of another one, and I didn't want to jeopardize that one in any way. And they're not actually after me. It's something you're helping me with already. But I think they could be in a year or two. Who knows?
Well, even if you're a manager or a member of an LLC, they can only take potentially your money, your share. The other member's share or money are not affected.
Okay. So I may just go with maybe 10% instead of 50-50, just in case the other member passed away or something.
Doesn't matter. The other members' shares are not affected by what you may owe. Just like in the corporation, you got corporation shares. They can take your corporate shares, but not the other share owners' corporation shares.
Okay. That's perfect. That's what I figured, but it's good to hear you. And then if we ever have an issue, I'll be talking to you anyway.
You got it, my friend. But you remember when I joined before you have an issue, my friend, okay? Because listen, people say, if you want to be on your own, be free, because you can, and it's your right to be free. But if you want to be safe and free, you cannot do it afterwards, because when people come to me after the fact, the mistake has been made. The die has been cast. I'm not a magician to get you out of it. So you want to join a Restore Freedom Plan now and don't worry about it? Or say, I'll take my chances down the road. Okay, that's really how it ends up being, because it's too late. Usually people come to me and say, well, I can't help you now. You messed up. I'm not a magician.
Yeah. No, you made a big mess. Yeah, exactly. You can't cast a spell and make it go away.
I can't get you out of this mess you got yourself without me. If you stay with me, like this guy John that called, he says, Peymon, what do I do about this? Well, you gave him your California address. You did move. He was a student, he stopped. Now, we got a letter from California Franchise Tax Board. Well, you stayed with me. I've helped you with this process so to even prevent the California Franchise Tax Board even writing to you anything at all.
That is it's an easy one to, handle that beforehand. So easy. Beforehand.
That's right.
Fair.
That's right.
Yeah, I understand.
An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure, they say, right?
Absolutely. And I've learned it. Hey, just being with you for a few years, you've helped me avoid a lot of nonsense. So thank you for that.
You're welcome, my friend. Thanks for calling, Edward. Are you a student right now already, or you're just checking us out?
Oh, I'm a student already.
Oh, why'd you say so, Edward? You can call privately, my friend. You don't have to, call here. You call my people.
No,
they don't answer questions sufficiently good. They come to me privately. That's no problem, Edward. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's good though. I respect your time and I appreciate it, and I think everyone can learn from every question. So it's
True.
good.
True, and I appreciate that, Edward. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much for calling me.
Okay, talk to you next time. Thank
Bye,
you.
bro. You got it, Edward.
Good night.
Take care, my friend. Good night. Okay, we have
Thank you,
two. You're welcome. We have, I think, two more callers from area code 832, and another one from area code 574. 832 caller, right? He's next, I think. 832 caller. Let me see. 832 caller. We haven't we did take 832 caller. You're right. So we only got a 574 caller. Are you live, my friend? Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, Peymon. I heard about Freedom Law School online and was looking into that and started watching some of the videos and looked through the website last week. And I live in the state of Indiana. We've stopped paying federal taxes, and I'm curious to know, my wife and I each have our own businesses. We're self-employed. And I'm curious if I were to create an LLC in the state of Wyoming, it's my understanding I could operate that while living in Indiana, but if I did it that way, would I be subject to the state income tax for Indiana?
What's your name?
Glenn.
Glenn with a G?
Glenn Hillman. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Glenn, your Wyoming LLC has of course, no Wyoming income tax on it at all. Okay? Indiana follows federal law. So if you don't owe any federal income tax, you don't owe any Indiana income tax anyways. So it doesn't matter.
Oh.
You're fine.
Okay. Okay. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm just getting familiar with your website and your 7 steps. I'm looking forward to tackling, and my wife and I are considering becoming, becoming members, I guess. So.
Thank you for your stand for freedom and your willingness to join hands with other freedom lovers in America, freedom seekers, to get together and restore freedom in America. It's because of you, my friend, and support of you that we get to not only support you and your family to be free with peace, but at the same time have America become a free country again.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, my friend.
I appreciate what you guys are doing.
You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for calling. All right. I think we have no more callers at this time, do we? Let's put the number on the screen. Okay, the screen is available. Anybody with questions, call the number you see on your screen, 424-552-1299. Then you press 1 on your telephone keypad to be connected with me now. Again, the number is 442-552-1299, and then press 1 on your telephone keypad to be next to get your question answered. And I see a caller right now, looks like from area code, I think, 757. Yep. So 757 area code caller. Good timing, my friend. You are live with Freedom Law School. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hey, Peymon, this is Troy from Virginia. I've spoke with you before. I found y'all online, and I've been with y'all for a few years now.
You a student of us?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, you remember, as a student, you get unlimited private consultation with my people here or myself as necessary. You don't have to ask your question in a public forum. But if you want to ask it here, no problem. I'm happy to answer here for you as well, my friend. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was curious because this had just come up. I knew it was coming. My mother-in-law passed away, and she had a trust. and the attorney's office sent out paperwork, and it has a W-9 in it. Do I just have to sign exempt on that? Because I know they're going to want that paperwork.
The lawyers will give you a W-9?
Yeah, there's...
Listen, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Either lawyers.
You don't.
We can argue law with them and
Yep.
tell them to follow the law. You don't have to fill it out at all. And you have a one-on-one contact with them. It's not, you're not dealing with a big mega corporation that ignores you. You send a letter and they ignore you. You know, they just do what they want to do. Here they want that from you. You don't have to give it to them. And you can talk to the guy directly, and I can be on the phone with a lawyer if necessary. Tell him, hey, follow the law, bud. You don't need this W-9. Just pay Troy his money with no W-9 and no 1099.
Okay, that's what I was thinking that you were going to say. I just want to make sure because so I don't have to turn anything into them unless if they require it. Do I put exempt on it or they shouldn't have?
No. Listen. I'm not going to do it for you on this quick call because you need more upfront, close personal attention to the situation. You should call us.
Okay.
You're entitled as a Restore Freedom Plan member to unlimited consultation about this situation or anything like that that affects income taxes for you with IRS and states. And we do the work for you, brother. We're not here just sitting ducks. We're here to work for you. Let us earn our pay and support you, brother. Okay? I don't want to take your money and give you nothing when you need the help. I want to help you. This is a situation. I can make a difference for you. Call us. We'll help you get all this money without no W-9, no 1099, my friend, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay, I'll definitely do that.
Let's do that because you paid for that, and we're going to do it right. We cannot rush this on a phone call like this. It takes more care and more time, and I want to give it to you. Okay?
Okay. Thanks a lot, Peymon. Thanks again for all y'all do there. You've got great people working with you.
You're welcome, Troy. Thanks for calling, my friend. Be sure to call us. Let them know you have this. You talk to me at the Freedom Hour, and we'll get you going on this situation, brother. We'll talk. I'm kind of tied up this week. Maybe Friday I can talk, or maybe next week. But yeah, let's talk sometime soon.
Okay.
All right.
Do that. You have a great evening.
Thank you, my friend. Same with you, Troy. I think we have a 510 area code caller, right? He's the only new caller we got. That's the only one I see. It's new, right? Okay. That's what I thought. 510 area code caller. Please give us your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Oh, hi, Peymon. This is Andrew with calling from California. Heard of you a long time ago, Lindell TV through I think Flyover Conservative, and I came in late. So apparently you had a person on there talking about California stuff, taxes, franchise tax board. But if California follows the Fed, on what grounds can they come after me if I decided not to pay the California state taxes?
On the grounds is California is a communist, totalitarian dictatorship like the Soviet Union was. The Democrat Party should be renamed the Socialist Communist Party of America. The Democrat Party in the 1930s adopted so much socialist practices and wishes of the Socialist Party. The Socialist Party disbanded. They said, there's no need for us. The Democratic Party under Roosevelt has adopted our platform for the most part. We're going to work it down through Democratic Party. And they own the state of California. Every constitutional officer in the state is a Democrat. Governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, secretary of state, on and on. They're all our communist, socialist Democrats, and they appoint like-minded socialist communists to protect their communist system, so the law doesn't matter. Number one is what? They want your money. So they ignore the U.S. Constitution, California Constitution, your Supreme Court cases, okay, the laws, that's how they do that. That's why you want to get away from communist states. I'm going to name the worst ones. New York, California, Hawaii, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Indiana, right? Those are the worst of the worst. They're all communist, socialist owned. Your family has no positive future in those city-states that are going down to hell. Let them go. I did. Why are you staying in California, Andrew? Tell me.
I got 2 more years to retire.
Got a pension coming, or what? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I have a pension coming.
Okay, but remember this. Even if you leave California, because your pension will come from California, sounds like, California will still want you to pay state income tax on that pension if it's coming from California. But other income you make from out of California will not be affected. You have to pay income tax on that. So having said that, Andrew, what other question you got, brother?
Well, what if I move to a free state like Florida, but I'm getting pensions from California? Can I refuse to pay?
You receive to pay, but California has the power over the pension company that is in California. Put the gun to the head of the pension company in California. Look, Andrew owes us $10,000. Give us 25% of his pension. Otherwise, we will take it out of your bank account, pension company. And the pension company says, yes, sir. We will take 25% of Andrew's money to pay off this debt that Andrew has. That's how it works, my friend. But the rest of your money will be free.
Yeah, pretty sad. Okay.
Any other question?
No more questions.
All right, my friend. Good. Retire as soon as you can. How old are you, Andrew?
62.
You're my age. Yep. As soon as you can get out of Dodge. Start something on the part-time right now if I was you. Okay?
What was that?
Start a part-time business or something on the side while you're still young. You know? So when you leave California, you're not going to die of watching television all the time. Remote control kills. You know? Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I've never heard that, but here sitting is the new...
I was in the early 80s in college. In 83, we had a college professor in his mid-70s. We asked him, you could have retired a long time ago. Why haven't you retired? He said, well, I saw the professors who got 65 retired, and within 2 or 3 years, they all were dead. He put his hand out like pushing a remote control button. He said, remote control killed them. He said, I figured as long as I'm working, I'll live. And he was right, obviously. So,
yeah.
You don't want to. For me, for example, I'm never going to stop working. I'll slow down. I'll maybe do a little less work as I age, you know, but I'm not going to ever stop working. He said, it's fun. So that's my suggestion to you, my friend. Anything else, Andrew?
That's it. Thank you. Appreciate you.
You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for calling. I think we got everybody answered the question, but there's a 561 area code caller. Did we take him already? 561 area code caller? He's a new caller, huh? Area code 561. Yep, I think he's a new caller. No, we did take him. 561 caller. No, he's a new 561 area code caller, I think. Yeah. We have a new call from area code 561, prefix 373. All right, caller, give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Hi, Peymon. My name's Denise. I met you at Stu Peters' Fall Fest in Vero, and I've called in before, but my question is, I officially retired from the Postal Service on August 30th. So I had income from the beginning of the year, and I'm also getting survivor Social Security as of February this year as well. So they've been taking, withholdings from my check, and they're also doing that from my pension now. If I fill out the W-4P and put no withholding, can they garnish it, like after so much time, can they go and garnish your wages?
That's like saying, can I go on the road tomorrow and die in a car accident? What's the answer?
Yeah. I mean,
So you ask the wrong question.
That's happened.
You ask the wrong question. A lot of things can happen, but they're so unlikely to happen. We take the risk every day and might die in a car accident, right? So, no. What your question should be is, Peymon, I don't want to have to worry about this thing. What do you recommend? I want to have complete peace of mind. I say join the Restore Freedom Plan. The lowest membership amount is $2,000 a year for low-income people. Looks like you probably qualify for that based on what you say. And based upon that, you pay nothing to the IRS. No more filing a 1040 form with them at all. And you're 100% protected. You will not go to prison and have to take your money by force after we fight them. They're still, we lose them, they take your money. That's okay. We'll reimburse you within 30 days, whatever they took from you.
Right. And since, I was going to wait till the following year to do it because I felt like they've taken so much, withholdings from my check that they were going to owe me money. But now I'm understanding of the, when you make so much over Social Security and then they, tax you 85% of your Social Security and this whole, so now I'm thinking, okay, I might be owing at the end of the year. Maybe I should do it now, What is your, so if I've already, paid, it's August now, so I guess whatever I've already paid in, so I guess the minimum would be $2,000 to.
Yep. Minimum $2,000.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I think that's what I'm going to do because it seems like I'm going to be owing them and I don't want to be paying them any more than I have to.
Very good.
Thank you, yes.
Very good. Thank
I
you.
will be calling in then soon.
Okay.
Joining.
Very good. Good.
Thank you, Peymon.
You're most welcome, Denise, and it was good to meet you in Vero Beach. And listen, Denise, you got to go in front of public supermarkets, pass out Restore Freedom brochures, telling them, hey, 99% of Americans are not required to file income tax. You're probably one of them, here. And you never know. These wonderful people will come talk to you and ask you more, and we have to pay you. Okay? And by the way, whatever you get from us at Freedom Law School, for referring people, will not count toward your membership amount going up. Okay?
Okay.
To be complete tax free.
When I was working, I actually ordered some of your pamphlets and and told people about it back then. So yeah, for sure.
You can do it again. We're loan brochures this week, but next week we're going to print. We're going to go to print and have them, and next week we can send them to you next week if you want. No problem. And be sure to get some by September 1st, because that's when the extended tax season comes up. And 1 out of 3 Americans, 1 out of 3, files by October 15th. And those are the business owners, the investors, the rich people.
Right.
The low income file by April 15th to get a refund of the paycheck. But the rich people, they have such complex accounting situations. The accountants need more time. They ask for extension. They file by October 15th. So, 2 times a year, going from the supermarket. Started late January to April 15th. Started maybe August 15th, September 1st, until October 15th. Those are the 2 tax seasons.
Got it. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Peymon.
You're welcome.
You'll be hearing from me.
You got this.
Okay.
Good to hear from you. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I think that's it, right? We got to go on to questions online now, guys. Any questions online I should answer there? But the call, a number on the screen, guys. If you want to call, you can call us at 424-552-1299. And we get your questions one at a time. But how about online? Do you have anybody online with any questions, guys? Okay. Someone says, can you raise the caller's volume by any chance? Guys, you guys do that, okay? You did that, okay? All right. Let's see. Yes, someone said, let's not support Epstein customers. Yes! Don't pay income tax. Don't support his customers in U.S. government. The blackmail operation. Tucker Cross is right. It was a Mossad blackmail operation, folks, for AIPAC, okay, in Israel. Okay, and I'm Jewish born myself. The truth of the truth. Okay? It's all, well, everybody knows this, nobody talks about it. Just like Israel has 200 nuclear weapons, but nobody talks about it, right? So, yeah, why would it? Your family needs it. Keep it for yourself and your family. All right, let's see what the questions we have online. Anybody, the guys? I think that is it. Looks like you guys answer everybody's question online. My help, my friend, they're great. I got great help. They're back there typing answers to your questions so to relieve the amount of work that I got to do on my end. All right? So let me remind you guys again, I'm going to be in Las Vegas, Saturday in Houston at the Ron Paul's birthday barbecue. Okay? So that's going to be only reloaded. Okay? The date is wrong, by the way. I think it's only, August 9th. August 9th, okay? And then the Gateway Pundit, I don't know why it's not coming up on this thing. They have an event coming up, Gateway Pundit, this Saturday, Sunday, but I'll be there on Sunday. Let's see where they have it on their website listed. You have it usually here, but the Gateway Pundit has it listed there. I'll be there on Sunday. Okay? All right. So with that, no more callers. Hey guys and gals, you got one more caller? Okay, area code 832, new one? Is that a new 832 caller or area code 262? 615. I don't see one for area code 615 up here. Oh, here we go. Oh, there he comes. 615 area code caller. You just got it in the nick of time, my friend, before I said goodbye. Go ahead and give us your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, my name is Ben, and I just recently got a new job and filed exempt.
Hold on. I didn't hear your name or how you heard about us. Say it again, please.
Oh, my name's Ben. I heard about you from the Robert Breedlove podcast a while back.
Yep, I remember that. Very good. And how may I help you?
And I just filed exempt on my W-4 after I got a new job. And I was just wondering if I do get contacted by the IRS, let's say it's a year, 2 years, 3 years, whenever, what's like the first step of like recourse at that point?
Well, the best recourse really is an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. So what you want to do in that sense is rather than, making mistakes on your own perhaps, okay, like our friend John did here, who was a member and stopped being a member, and the FDB now is after him, is to join the Restore Freedom Plan at the same time. The minimum membership is $2,000 a year. You can start with $500 minimum payment and make payment on the rest of it, because you just got a new job. That's okay. You can join after you get your first paycheck or two. In a couple of months. You don't have to rush right now. That's okay. Or 3 months. You'll be fine for the next few months. Okay? You join with the payment plan, because as you get your whole paycheck, except payroll taxes, you cannot stop payroll taxes, unfortunately. You get a lot more of your money. You can afford to make a payment, the payment plan, and that way anything comes up potentially, no matter what it is, we'll take care of it. Because I cannot tell you exactly how IRS may come after you. They may write you a letter or knock on your door or whatever. There's no way I can predict any and all actions of the IRS potentially and give you guaranteed thing to do to be safe. If that was possible, I would have done that, and I would do something else for a living. I would say, everybody be free, but I can't, because it's not so simple as that. Does that help you a little bit with the understanding of the situation, Ben?
Yes, sir. I'm definitely considering that. I was just wondering if, I don't know, if anything, is there any, like, I guess, literature I can start reading up on, or like legal documents or books?
Yes, you can. Myself? Yes, you can. I'm glad you asked that, Ben. Yes. 2 things you can do. Go to our website and take the 7 steps for yourself of IRS deception. You know, I'll put it on my screen, okay, on our homepage. Go through the 7 steps first. Have you done that yet?
Yeah, I have. It was a while back.
Good.
I definitely went through it at least once.
Where's a level 1 course? How can you get a level 1 course? Okay?
I'm sorry?
Okay. We're going to get that. I did a course called A Practical Road to Freedom from Oppressive Taxation and Control, level 1 and level 2. Over 20 hours of education audio tape with paperwork, which is now online for free. Okay? And FLS, where do they go there? freedomlawschool.tv. Okay, you go to freedomlawschool.tv. Here we go. Let me see it. I haven't checked it out myself recently. freedomlawschool.tv, I'm told. It is there. Let's see. I misspelled it. That's what happened. Hold on. Let me fix my misspelling. freedomlawschool.tv. Here we go. You should come up this time. Freedom Law School. Here we go. Here it is. Top right. Okay. How do I get? Okay. Top right. FLS course on the top right. FLS courses. Oh, this is beautiful, man. I didn't know we had this website. No, so nicely done, Marcus. Good job. So click on FLS courses. Watch courses on the top right. Level 1 course. Yep. I used to charge for these courses, live and recorded, $300 back in late 90s and early 2000 years. Okay, but now that was today's money, that would be over $1,000. It's free. Okay, level 1 course. Okay, a practical road to freedom. Yep, level 1 and level 2. They're both on there with the paperwork. Where's the link for the paperwork? You gotta make sure you gotta put it on there, guys. Where's the start course? Let's see. I don't see. It's a start course, and I go there. Where's the paperwork on that? Follow. I don't see. Arrows. Click on the arrows. This one. Oh, these arrows. Oh, you go on the courses. Oh, the paperwork comes up with each course. The paperwork. And where's audio? Audio is here. Play. Oh, on the left side. Oh, cool. We gotta give a little introduction to dummies like me, who not exactly on this high tech. Yeah, we gotta tell them it's click here for paperwork. Listen to it right here. Got the introductory. Said I'm gonna add to it. Okay, yeah. So yeah, do that because I cover so much stuff here for that you educate you so much about what to expect with the IRS. What the class 5. Okay. Let's see it's not done now. Well, yeah, I cover this stuff in there. So there's more. This is more than. Let's see. This is level 1 course. Oh, this is class 1. That's here, right? Where I got closed up to the class 2. Right? Bottom left. Oh, the class of bottom left. Okay, we gotta work on that navigation. Make it dummy-proof for people like me. All right, it's there. If you have any problems, call my office, okay? Ask for IT department, video department, the coach if necessary, but that's what you want to do, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, freedomlawschool.tv. Thank you for calling, Ben. I'm glad you asked, because other people need to know about us, and myself, and everybody at Freedom Law School, by the way, is required to study level 1 course, this stuff. So, yes, we just got it up recently. Thank you for calling, Ben. All right. We have another caller from 505 area code right now, it looks like, right? From New Mexico. 505 caller, are you alive, brother or sister? Give me your first name, I heard about Freedom Law School and your question. Yes, sir.
My name is Scott. I heard about you a few years ago on YouTube, and I watched you on various platforms.
What else besides YouTube?
YouTube, Rumble. I've gone through most of your steps on your website, and I watched the Nation twice with.
Okay. You have a bad. Hold on. You have a bad internet connection, Scott. Your words get cut up, choppy. So, can you call right back with a better connection so I can hear you properly?
This is the only connection I have.
Oh, it's better now. It improved. Okay, you seem okay now. You said you've been on YouTube, Rumble, most of our website. Great, got it. Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Most of your website's pretty. A lot of it. A lot of the steps.
Very good. And how may I help you, Scott?
Okay, so I got on current non-collectible in November of 2023. Notice they sent me, informed me that they would send me annual reminder notices. Back in, so this past June, I got 3 CP 504 notices for close to $18,000 from 2018, 2021. I've been a sole proprietor for 20 years. Haven't worked 3 years due to my disability. I've only been in Social Security the last, I guess, 2.5 years. I'm a little nervous. I was doing some consulting work with another so-called tax expert that I've been listening to also. He evidently has been doing this work for like 25, 30 years. So I did a couple of consults with him, and he told me that I could send in a W-8 BEN form and 3 15103s, and that would take care of it. So don't give me a hard time, because I saw your video last night about never write the IRS, and you're going through all the myths of like remedy, you know, revocation of election and all that stuff. So I haven't heard anything. I guess I sent them those forms the first week in July, and haven't heard anything. But I haven't been sleeping very well, so I want to get remedy, and I want to get some help. I went through your calculator about an hour ago, so I'm most likely going to purchase the plan, the Freedom Plan. I just really want to put this to bed.
Okay. Well, that's going to make it simple for you, my friend, because you're going to get unlimited consultation to any and all questions about the stuff you have, to your full satisfaction. And anything comes up, we'll do it for you. You know, any paperwork needs to be done with your employer, third-party IRS, we'll do all that for you. And if they ever take your money, we'll reimburse you whatever they took from you. So that would make the easiest thing for you to be able to sleep easy.
Yeah. I probably could have filed a 3F and see once again, but I didn't, simply because I just wanted to get a remedy with this, you know, just, like I said, put it to bed.
Yep.
I was going to do an offer in compromise. I decided not to. I probably, you know, I know how chaotic it is there now, the IRS, and I watched one of your videos about that a couple of days ago. So it seems like everyone I listen to, people just say something different. I've been watching you enough to know that you have, you know, done the legwork.
Well, I've done it for over 30 years, since 1992. Been under criminal and other investigations for over 30 years, too. Never been to prison. I've beat them in their own courts more than once. So that tells you a little something about that. But basically, that's why I did the Restore Freedom Plan, Scott, because, you know, at first, in early 1990s, I was trying to teach people whatever I do, and empower people to fish for themselves. I'll be teaching them how to fish rather than getting them to fish every day. But then, as I saw how complex the system is, how corrupt the courts can be, I thought, oh, wow. Lawless, yeah. The same judges that are attacking Trump left and right? So they're blocking him every left and right. So, okay, yeah, we got to do a little bit different plan. And I realized the Founding Fathers had their proper blueprints, which is we all get together, pitch into a fund. Now, we still educate you, because the more you know, the better you sleep at night, because you understand, you really deeply understand what you can do, what they can and cannot do to you. But by coming together, even the little danger that they pose to us, we can mitigate that completely by joining together and one for all for one. We got enough funds. If one of us, IRS attacks, and after whatever we do, they take the money from us, we can make that member whole.
Sure.
So, and then at the same time, we can restore freedom. At the same time, by telling others, you as a sole proprietor, you got a lot of customers. You get a lot of different business people that, like you said, usually sole proprietors know other people like themselves. They're going to want to join a restore freedom plan. It's going to be a nice extra income for you, my friend. And don't worry about $18,000 thing. It's not a big deal. Okay? It's not really. It's not
I haven't really worried about it, but I haven't really been worrying about it, but I have been worrying about it enough to give you a call. I mean, I was going to do the offer and compromise. I was going to offer around 2
That's the worst
or 3.
thing. Yeah, let me tell you why it's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that to bed for you. Offer and compromise means this. Okay. You owe them, let's say, $20,000. You give them 10% of that $2,000 as a fee just to consider your offer.
Yeah.
Then you give them at the same time a complete statement of all your income, assets, bank accounts, your stocks, bonds, real estate, everything you own. You give them a list under oath. You swear it's true.
Thing is, I don't have anything really.
Okay, you do that. Then, but we're not done. We're not done. Then it's okay. You got nothing.
Well,
okay, we'll give it the break.
Well, ever since.
Hold on.
Ever since I got the the notices back in June, I've been studying like I was in law school. You know, the Unified Commercial Code and the United States Code and a little bit of the IRC. But I've had my nose in the books for the past month. And, what I know is like piss in the ocean compared to what you know, but I'm educating myself as best I can.
Good. Education is always good. But be careful of the patriot mythologies. Like W-8 Ben is not for you. Like W-8 Ben is the wrong form. W-8 Ben is not for you.
I learned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, basically, what I was going to tell you about this, I got distracted. Sorry about that. But basically, so you're on the offer compromise. So even if they give you a deal, okay, fine. We give us another $2,000, we'll leave you alone, or $1,000. But for the next 5 years, you must file 1040 income tax confession forms and confess that you owe us more every year and pay on time. Otherwise,
say that again.
You have to file and pay on time for 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, for 5 years, be a slave. For 5 more years.
So I'm not working right now. I actually closed my business at the end of last year due to my knee issue.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I'm getting is Social Security.
Mm-hmm. For the next 5 years, you don't plan to do anything potentially.
I have to file.
And extra, they want you to file and pay whatever you would potentially owe the IRS.
So you're saying I have to file for 5 years?
For 5 years, file and pay. Mm-hmm. Whatever you might owe.
Just the 1040?
Just the 1040.
So
how old are you, by the way? Let me ask you, Scott, how old are you?
I'm 67.
You're not that old. I'm 62.
Yeah.
So just because there's a Social Security, right, doesn't mean you have to stay on that poverty level, my friend.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Right.
You seem intelligent to me, articulate to me, and likable to me. So...
Well, that I am.
Yeah, so go in front of the supermarkets, with our Restore Freedom Plan brochures. Educate people.
Oh,
hey,
I've already got it.
Yeah?
I've already got your PDF. I've already got your PDF in my Acrobat.
No, we print it out. We give you nice, good-looking brochures with a good cardstock paper that's thick and feels
Okay.
good. Yeah, we give you the nice at our expense. We mail it out to you next week.
I'll cover Albuquerque.
Yeah,
I'll cover
exactly.
Albuquerque.
There you go. Go to other
Full
small
blanket
businesses you
Albuquerque.
know. Okay?
Yeah, I know people.
I know you do. Small business people,
Yeah.
people that work at McDonald's, and they know the McDonald's workers. Small business owners know them.
Yeah.
Small business owners. That's how it works. I know.
Yeah.
Billionaires know other billionaires. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, what do you recommend that I do? Buy the Freedom Plan, and y'all take care of the rest?
Become a Restore Freedom Plan membership. Sound like you're going to be minimum $2,000 in membership, and everything else we're going to take care
Yeah, I
of for
did
you.
the calculator.
Yep.
Okay. Do I need to call in or anything? Or I just need to. What's this? Send cash in the mail. Is that a thing?
Yeah, send cash in the mail.
Okay.
It's completely legal. Use registered mail. Where the gold dealers, diamond dealers use registered mail. Banks to send cash. It goes on the lock and key of the federal government. No one can mess with it. Everyone who touches it signs it. Something goes wrong, they know who to put in prison for tampering with the mail. So
Just
that's how we do it.
registered
Yes.
mail in a plain old envelope at the post office.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So, do I need to call your office again and get the information that I need to actually send you, or just send you the amount first?
You go to our website, fill out the application at the top center, right? That's submitted
I'm
to
on
us.
it right now.
Yeah, do it right now. On the front page of our website. Fill out the Restore Freedom Plan membership application. Fill it up, submit it, and then we'll get that. And you print out a copy of that, mail it along with the cash by registered mail. When we get it, of course, you have your phone number on there. We'll call you to confirm that we received it, and we will send you the receipt in the mail as well. Okay? And then you're going to be in touch with us by phone. Everything else properly done for you.
So once you get the dough from me, y'all will call me and we'll talk about my situation a little more. Is that how it
Yes,
works?
Correct.
Okay.
At no extra charge.
Yeah, I just want right on. Yeah, I just want to put this puppy to bed, like I said.
Yep.
Okay, Peymon, I appreciate it.
You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for calling, Scott. I appreciate you, my friend. All right, and hope you go out there have fun. Go out there have fun, my friend.
Yeah.
Text and email your friends. What's that?
I got my knee fixed. I haven't worked in a while.
Yeah, well,
But,
get out in the
that's how it
sunshine.
goes.
Get out in the sunshine again,
Yeah.
right?
Dry heat and sunshine.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
You're welcome, Scott. Thanks for calling, my friend. All right, guys, do you have any more callers right now? Any comments on the screen I got to answer? No?
I got one more question.
Yeah, what else, Scott?
Is there a way to watch this live again somewhere else? That you're
On
doing
Facebook.
Tonight?
On Rumble
Okay.
also. Yeah, on Rumble and Facebook. They're there. This whole thing and the presentation will be there. What we do afterwards,
Right on.
they will edit this thing and repost it again. Nice edit it, take the question answer off. And we'll put that also
Sounds
as a
good.
separate video.
Sounds groovy.
Okay?
All right, man.
All right,
Fight
man.
the good fight.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for joining the fight with us for freedom and peace.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye, my friend. Okay, guys, I think we're done for tonight, right? No more people with questions. No more online questions, right? Yes? Oh, we have a question online. What the question online says? What if they send his employer a locking letter? Well, if they send a locking letter, to whose? If it should be that simple if there is no law requirement to pay. Well, yes, there is no law requirement on any of us in the 50 states to pay income tax. But if they send your employer who cuts your paycheck, IRS says, take this much out of his paycheck. The employer of you says, hey, listen, Steve, I love you, or Dave, but I'm afraid of the IRS. Sorry. I'm going to take some of your money, give it to the IRS before I even cut the check to you. What can you do to convince him? You can tell him the law, like we do. If that works, great. But what if it doesn't? If you work for a small business owner, someone like Scott, got maybe 2 employees or 10 employees, you can talk to him and explain things to him. He'll listen to you, to some degree at least. Or if you work for a big corporation like Walmart or McDonald's, who's going to listen to you there? Nobody. The manager says, sorry, I'm just the manager. Write the human resource department. You write to some unknown person who says that this is crazy, this guy ignores you. What are you going to do? The problem is not us or the law. The problem is the employer's belief that they have to steal your money, otherwise they'll be in trouble. And look, I'm not a magician. If you have a better solution, I'm all ears. Okay, that's all you can do. Reality is hard sometimes. All right? Any more questions online, guys? We got an answer up there? No, we're good? Okay. All right, guys, listen, I love you all. And I love for you to live a free, peaceful life with prosperity and joy with your family and your friends. But remember, I cannot do it for you. The key is at the end is in your hands. You gotta go listen to our videos as you drive around the town, to and from work and shopping and errands. Okay, then at lunch or dinner, play the video again. This time, watch it and listen, and do it a couple, 3 times, so you make sure you understand it, and you'll be free. And have fun, like me, telling other people about it. So together we can have America be a free country again. So with that, thank you for being with me again. I'll be back with you next Tuesday night again.